Hi, everyone. Hi, everyone. Welcome to the show. It's so exciting to see you all here and join us on December the 12th. I want to mention that my name is Joel Ivany. I'm the founder and artistic director of Against the Grain Theater. And Against the Grain Theater is on Treaty 13 territory, which is the traditional territory of many nations, including the Mississaugas of the Credit, the Anishinaabe, the Chippewa, the Haudenosaunee, and the Wendat peoples, and is now home to many diverse First Nations, Inuit, and Métis people. Grateful to be here, grateful to be on this land, and grateful for this project, which is, I can't believe we're already 1 year into the making of what this event is. Tonight is a very special night because we are relaunching Messiah Complex, a film that we made just over a year ago and released to the world, kind of not knowing where things would go, how well it would be received. It went on to spread all around the world at a time where messiahs were not happening because of the global pandemic that we are still in. However, we are resilient and we are making our way through it. Through this time, though, in the last year, we've been able to reconnect with people, with organizations, with companies. And one of those companies that we were able to work with primarily in the last 5 months, so to speak, is InReach. And together we worked on a new project to tie in with Messiah Complex, which is called Messiah Project. And tonight, this pre-show before we re-air Messiah Complex for everyone is a highlight of what we've been able to do. InReach and Against the Grain, our two organizations were working together on Messiah Project, which is a collaboration with high school age choirs from across Canada. We had an open call where we were given the opportunity for them to star in their own professional music video of the Hallelujah Chorus. These videos were filmed in landscapes of the choir's choice and represent the choirs within their communities. Who is InReach? InReach is a collective of opera artists and administrators that aim to increase the civic impact of opera through education. We officially launched this partnership earlier this fall. We have programming alongside our content, video content that we have coming up in this calendar year. And this is sort of one such project that we were working with. This year, incredibly excited that two of the featured schools are Agincourt singers from the Agincourt Collegiate Institute in Scarborough, Ontario, and the Mennonite Collegiate Concert Choir from the Mennonite Collegiate Institute in GRETA, Manitoba. And I wouldn't be remiss to say Manitoba and Ontario tonight in the Grey Cup. The Winnipeg Blue Bombers are facing the Hamilton Tiger Cats. And so we have that sort of championship game going on. And we also have these two great choirs from these two provinces who are representing themselves across Canada. So I'd like to bring in some of the people who work with InReach to talk a little bit more about InReach and this project that we were working on. And I'm going to talk with Andrew ADRIDGE, co-founder of InReach. Hi, Andrew.
Hi, Joel.
David Pepper, the co-founder of InReach, and Renee Fajardo, Messiah Project coordinator, and also Against the Grain Theater Metcalf producing intern. Hello, how are you guys doing?
Really good. Thank you for the sports call, Joel.
Right.
I think it was our friends from Mennonite actually called that in. They brought that to our attention, and I'm just like, well, somebody has to mention that. And thank you, Joel.
No problem. We also have from the Agincourt singers and choral directors, again, Agincourt Collegiate Institute is in Scarborough, Ontario, comprised of 60 grade 10, 11, and 12 students. The choir is dedicated to building a choral community, chamber music setting. The students meet once a week to learn choral repertoire, which I imagine in this year has been a challenge to do. Last year, choirs weren't really doing it. So I think this is a testament to what that is. So we have James PINHORN, who is the choral director. Amanda TULK-OREILLY. Hi, James. We have Abhi Krishna Kumar, who is a student, and Clayton Seaton, who is also a student. Hi, guys.
Hello.
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 We are like, it's like musical chairs where we have all these beautiful people in beautiful windows. So I'm so glad you're here and that our community gets to sort of see you, and we'll be talking with you guys in just a little bit. So hi and welcome.
Thank you so much.
From the Mennonite Collegiate Institute, concert choir and choral directors. Again, the Mennonite Collegiate Institute is an independent faith-based school in GRETA, Manitoba. The choir features 78 students from grade 9 to 12 who we believe is singing what they're contributing to the community, and the connection they're making is so incredible. So we have Christine BANMAN, JODY FRIESEN, hi.
Hi.
And two students, ASHA and GRETA.
Hello.
Welcome, guys.
Thank you.
It's great to have you here, and we'll get into some questions in just a minute, but again, thanks for being part of this project and for representing Manitoba. All right, Renee, David, Andrew, I want to come back to you guys. All right, there we go. Look at this magic. A huge shout out to our friend Taylor, who is doing an incredible job managing this. I'm going to throw it over to you, Andrew, first. Inspiration for something like this. You know, we saw what Messiah Complex was, but where was the inspiration to do something like this for the outreach and education?
Yeah, and you know, I'm really thankful to Against the Grain for welcoming Opera and Reach in for a year of partnership. And I think for all of us, watching Messiah Complex for the first time was the inspiration, knowing that a work so historic as Handel's Messiah, and specifically for the choir as a Hallelujah chorus, could be transformed into something that was really indicative of the landscape of Canada, of what makes our country amazing, our immigrant communities and languages, our Indigenous communities and languages, and the beautiful landscape of our country, really, I think, was the inspiration point. A lot of us growing up as classical musicians know about the Messiah, and you're often told by teachers, you know, this is a piece that is almost holier than thou, you know, the biggest thing that you're gonna participate in as a young singer. And I think for us to be able to continue to say that, we need to have opportunities like the Messiah Complex to really reintegrate the piece with the Canadian public and reinterpret it in a way that is unique to the identities of the people and the place that we call home. And giving these students the opportunity to do so, I mean, we wanted to jump at that opportunity right away. So we're really thankful that they got the chance to participate in this work, to have renewed interest in why it is something that can be that historic and that upheld, but also to learn a little bit about how they can have their own impact and their own influence in a piece as historic as this, and contextualize it with themselves first.
Fantastic. Well, that's kind of incredible. And so this was an open call out for choirs, high schools across Canada. Renee, what did choirs get? What was Opera and Reach and ATG offering?
Well, we tried to give them a sort of like program of activities that could potentially be as meaningful to the choir as much as possible. So you participated in one of them, Joel. We had a watch party of the Messiah Complex film, and then a meet and greet with the Messiah Complex artists. So Joel did the one for Agincourt, and we had Andrea Lett do the one for the Mennonite Collegiate Concert Choir. And that interaction was just for the choirs to also find out, first of all, like what the Messiah Complex was as a film, and then also to get a little bit of insight of what it was like to be part of that in different capacities. And then following from then on, we had a choral masterclass with choral community leaders from both provinces. So we had Simone Rivard of the Toronto Symphony Orchestra and the Mendelssohn Choir do a masterclass with the Agincourt Chorus. And Dr. Janet Brenneman from the Canadian Mennonite University Singers, Women's Chorus, and Festival Singers to do the masterclass for the Mennonite Collegiate Concert Choir. And again, it's really just to give them a sense of what it is to be able to perform the Hallelujah Chorus with a bit more guidance that's outside from what they usually have already. And then, but we were so we wanted to emphasize that the point of being able to do these master classes was for the choirs to be able to find something meaningful within the Hallelujah Chorus, within their own experience, as their own choirs within their own communities. It's not so much towards like getting a very like glossy, perfect version of the Hallelujah Chorus, which, you know, everybody sort of like wants to achieve. I think we were really wanting to go towards more meaning for the choirs within their community. And then finally, we have the oh gosh, I'm losing my words now, just like the music video, which we will see today. Yeah, there you go.
Amazing. So again, this is pretty incredible. And one, let alone this would be incredible had we not been in a pandemic. And so I'm sure that brought a lot of challenges, and even just sort of the applicants who could apply. And so I guess over to you, David, how was this, what was the selection process like? Yeah, I guess that's tough when you can only choose a couple out of everyone.
It was incredibly tricky. We received so many amazing applications. And we figured we would from the way we did the process. So everyone in Opera and Reach is a singer. We've all, or some opera artists, and we've all applied for a million things and filled out so many applications. And there's always so many pieces. And sometimes you feel like you really can't show who you are, more so just what you can do. So with our application, we wanted to get more of a sense of their community. You know, we weren't looking for a polished, perfect performance. We wanted to see heart. We wanted to see soul. We wanted to see how the choir was engaging with their community. So we figured we would have to like shift up the format a bit instead of just submitting a video and a letter. So we had the Google form component of it, but then we also encouraged choirs to submit applications in whatever way they felt most showed their community off. So whether that be a video, a letter, a painting, a TikTok, a reel, however the community felt that they could capture their essence, not just of their performing, but also who they are, and show that to us in like 60 seconds or whatever. That was kind of the goal, to kind of create more access in that way, and also allow us to see their creative juices outside of just their performing, right? We're making a music video here. We wanted to see where they were at and what maybe they would need like assistance or resources for, or what they were already kind of knocking out of the park. So, yeah.
I think that's what's kind of amazing about this is we didn't have an idea of how far the impact would go in terms of universities and high schools, and Opera and Reach is really sort of taking that one step further. And so maybe now would be a good time to sort of see and hear a video of the schools firsthand. So let's hear from the choirs about the impact this had on them.
This opportunity is something that will ignite a fire and interest, and they're excited and they're giggling and they're talking about it in the hallways, and because we can't see their faces, their eyes are lighting up again.
So having this opportunity has just meant so much to our choir. Hallelujah Chorus is a tradition at our school, and every year we invite friends, staff, students, alumni up on stage to sing with us. The past year was really hard on us. We did everything we could to keep singing, but you know, you lose a bit of the magic of being able to perform in front of an audience and being able to stand near each other, you know, the collective breath, all that good stuff.
Agincourt is a very loving, special, and inclusive area in this city. We have amazing students which stuck through us, which was probably one of the most difficult times in our entire history.
Like, as you can see, the tapes on the chairs, like, we're far apart from each other, but we're here, like, we're together, and we made it through the hardest part, and we've shown that we can stick through it.
The song itself is actually really, really, really hard. So mastering it has given us this great sense of accomplishment. Like, we did it, yay!
I think in general, choral education is about teaching students to find their voice, both as singers, but also just as human beings.
So what is it I'm actually doing? And then you begin to realize you're facilitating community, you're facilitating expression, participation. You're bringing kids out of their shells. They're bringing each other out of their shells. They're learning like major life skills.
It's meant a lot. It's meant a lot. We see the light and the life back in their eyes now.
Fabulous pins and needles kind of all over just watching that. So it's amazing. It must be an incredible thing to see it realized. It's incredibly exciting. So I guess for each of you, now that we're kind of through this project, I guess Andrew, Renee, David, in that order, what do you wish for? What do you hope the future of this project or something like this can go? Where can this go?
Well, specifically after like hearing from the directors and the students, I just want more students to apply. I want to be able to give more schools the opportunity to do this. You know, I think it's really transformative, especially in a year that they're coming off of being distanced and being away from live music for so long. And if we can give more students and more people the opportunity to really embody this music in a way that's unique to them, I'll be happy. That'll be my wish.
I think I'll just echo what Andrea said and also add that I hope that, you know, with projects like these, we can continue to make that, enrich that relationship that we build with choirs and with communities that we interact with. I think there's space for that in the work that we do in community engagement.
Yeah, just echoing Renee, I hope everyone stays in contact with us. You know, if you ever need anything, please reach out and stay connected with us. So the project now, but project future, I don't know. I agree with Andrew. I hope more people apply, more communities. We're just excited to like do the work and get to meet these people. So yeah. And
I guess if it's around Messiah project, then I guess in some ways it was a success, and that's kind of comforting to know as well. And we're there now at the kind of main event of our pre-show chat. Now is the time to see the video. Yeah. How's everyone feeling? Pretty excited? So to launch it into the world, here is the Hallelujah Chorus Messiah Project. I hope you enjoy this next little video.
Hallelujah.
Wow, amazing. I wish we could have all 8 people or however many we have on here, because that was incredibly beautiful, visually stunning, and my goodness, so amazing to hear. You guys are very, very good. Incredible. Thank you all. I need to talk to you guys now about this, because it looked like you were enjoying yourselves. So let's find out about it. I'm going to bring in Jody and Amanda to ask you. Hi, welcome back.
Hi. Hello.
So what was it like for the choir to work on something like this, I guess?
If you don't mind, Amanda, I can start. Yeah.
Sure.
Well, first of all, we were just so grateful for the opportunity, right? After many performances were taken away from us last year, it was just amazing to have something to work towards, and it was exciting, and just a new audience and another way of performing in these weird times. And at the same time, it was also familiar because we've been doing lots of video work in the last year and a half. So exciting, challenging, familiar, all those things.
Absolutely. I think what it did was bring back the 2 elements that we've been missing really from virtual choir, is the fun of being together and working hard together at the same time. It's a challenging piece of music to learn and to sing, and to watch the kids kind of dive in and bite that off like that is a really wonderful thing to witness in person, and to be back together. I mean, it brings that element of joy back to the choral community. It's, we had lots of time online together, but there's nothing like being together in the same space. So it really was wonderful.
Well, I think it's so tricky, because the Hallelujah chorus is it breaks that cultural bound where everyone kind of knows the tune. But I think, like you said, it's incredibly difficult music to sing, let alone for high school age. It's rarely introduced that soon. And so a huge kudos to both of your schools for doing such a stellar job.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Amazing. Okay, the locations, I'm gonna move to bring James and Christina into this conversation as well. Maybe James first, and then Christina. How did you choose where you were going to do this, and maybe some of the challenges around that even? But how did you choose to bring your community into the visuals?
Sure. This is an interesting one, because we didn't end up actually doing our video in the space that we had planned. So we had great plans to be out on our football field, and we had bleacher ideas where we were going to be on the bleachers. We were going to have cameras going by. We even were trying to get a drone to do overhead shots. And I woke up in the morning to pouring rain. And it rained all day. So by 3 o'clock, the field was just a lake and rivers. So we kind of were with our heads down in the auditorium, our boring old space where we always are, thinking we're going to be the choir that's, going to be different and not outside. And enter Andrew AdRIDGE, who, as coincidence would have it, is an alumni of our choral program. And he walked in the auditorium, and he was the director for the day, and saw the students sitting in the blue tape chairs miles from each other, and was inspired to tell a story, which was the story of what it used to be like compared to what it is like. So he filmed the students up on stage, because we weren't singing that day, letting the cat out of the bag. And we were able to stand a meter apart and sort of show what it used to look like. And then he had the students move down into the auditorium bowl where we currently have to perform, which is incredibly challenging. So many barriers. The Toronto Public Health has some of the strictest COVID restrictions for singing in the country. So to be able to tell that story in a space that really has been called the living room of the school, I guess I would say we ended up in this space we were supposed to be in instead of the space we chose to be. It was incredibly powerful to be able to tell our story in that space. So there's one of those COVID silver linings we talk about, where the unexpected happens and you pivot. And lo and behold, it became a very emotional, almost a spiritual event, I think, to film in that space. So thanks to Andrew for those, all that inspiration. It was amazing.
Yeah, and for us, I mean, we have a bit of a running joke at school over these pandemic years of just, another video of MCI students standing in the cold, singing and pretending not to look cold. And so we chose the grain elevator because if you've ever spent any time in rural Manitoba, you know that grain elevators are really these skyscrapers in the prairies, and every small town has some sort of story connected to a grain elevator. So we still have ours, and we stood out and braved the cold in the minus 20 degree sort of day and had a great time.
Oh, you made it look like plus 10 degrees. They acted very well. It looked very warm, but I think that kind of shows it. I think both of you found exactly. I've weirdly enough driven across this country a few times the last few years, and that's what it is. So, Greta, that was beautiful. And as you said, the living room of the school, that's heartwarming. So incredible. Well, let's bring in some of the performers who this experience was kind of built for and primarily around that. And so Abby and Greta, can we bring you guys back? Hi.
Hello.
Now,
hi.
Oh, and movie stars that you were, what was it like filming and recording this in this way? Let's start with Abby first.
Sure. For me, seeing the mic, like walking into the auditorium that day after school, the first thing that it reminded me of was concerts. We have our concerts used to be recorded, and we used to get like USB recordings. And as a grade 12 student, our year is actually the only year that has like lived through a full year of what ACI music is supposed to be like. So the 11s and even the 10s in our choir, like the 11s have had one concert. So kind of being able to like share something similar to that experience that we're all so used to, like, hey, look, we're being recorded. Oh, it's me, was really nice. And to be able to kind of like mentor the 12s and have that almost like as close to a concert feel as we could, especially as a grade 12 student, was really, really heartwarming and had to be like hands down my favorite part of the experience.
Awesome. And Greta, I'll ask, I know that Ash is beside you, but for you as well, how was this experience like for you?
The recording and filming experience, it was pretty cool. One of the best things about the recording, or not the recording, the filming, that one, was the fact that we got to walk to the grain elevator and just have lots of fun on the way. It was an amazing time to spend with friends, you know, skipping down the street, laughing and chatting. It was a day of general merriment, and it was probably one of the best recordings or filmings I have ever been in, which was pretty great.
Oh, that's amazing to hear. Wonderful. Okay, and on top of filming, you kind of got to work with some clinicians, which we heard from the beginning. And so if Taylor's there, I wonder, Clayton, oh, there, hello. I wonder, Clayton, can you speak about, again, who came in and just how was that sort of, which wasn't necessarily on camera, how was that experience?
The clinician coming in was very reminiscent of our prior years. I felt nostalgic for what we were doing. Because back in older years, we would have people come in, work with us on a song, and we would notes down, write real hard. And that would be an experience for me because I've seen a lot of people become demoralized in our music program and given up. But with this, I've been revitalized. I want to work harder, and I was pushed to my limits because of this amazing experience here. And that's what I work for.
Oh my gosh, you're cutting right to the heart. I was just sort of thinking today, I have a 7-year-old and he's singing in his first choir concert today. He's in Edmonton and he's making his debut and we're so proud of him. And I'm like, it's so difficult in this time, but you guys are kind of proof that you're resilient and the arts are resilient and your voices will get us through this. So thank you so much. Asha, can I ask you a question?
Yep.
So what did the Hallelujah Chorus perhaps mean for singing before, and then after doing this experience, how has it changed possibly for what's possible?
Well, for us, the Hallelujah, I can't say it, sorry. The Hallelujah, I've said too many times at this point. It means a lot to our school and our choir. We used to, before COVID, we would every year at Christmas have alumni and family and friends come up and join the students on the stage and just sing it all together. And I remember doing that in my grade 10 year before COVID. And now that like we couldn't really do that anymore, this just felt really fun. And it was a way to reimagine that tradition kind of. And it was something we can look back on now. So it means a lot to us.
You guys, seeing you guys on stage, seeing you guys singing and being filmed, and seeing the joy, even wearing masks, was evident. You all have beautiful voices. I hope you keep singing, whether it is professionally or in choirs, which is so amazing. So please keep it up. Thank you for doing this. And just congratulations on this huge accomplishment. Well, there we are, everyone. This was such an amazing, uplifting opportunity. And Taylor, I wonder, should we try to bring back everyone? I want to say thank you to them. That may crash the system, but I want to say a huge thank you to all the guests who are there. Look at this, we're filling the screen. We're testing the limits to what we can do. And this is just a sliver of all the people and work that went into making this project a reality. So for all of you, thank you so much for the work that you did on this, that you are doing in your schools, in your communities, online, in person. We need to keep the arts going. So thank you so much. And I wish you the happiest of holidays. For those who celebrate it, Merry Christmas as well. And may you sing many more Hallelujah choruses many more times. Thank you, guys. I'd also like to direct you to different websites. If you want to see that video again, I know I do. If you do, you can go to operaandreach.com/the Messiah Project. That's one way, operaandreach.com. You'll find it there as well. Or you can go to atgtheater.com, the Messiah Project. You'll find it there as well. There's a couple dashes. atgtheater.com/the-Messiah-Project or Opera and Reach. Please check it out. Please check out what Opera and Reach is doing to change the communities, change the students, so that we keep the arts going, we keep the music alive. Tonight is also a special night for our company, atgtheater.com. Tonight, we are relaunching Messiah Complex. It is free to watch. Please share it with your friends. atgtheater.com, you'll find out how to register for free. It's the gift that keeps on giving. And we would just like to wish you a happy holidays. And it's amazing to see what has gone on in the last year. We're not done yet. We have still more to go, but we will do it together. Again, thank you for watching this pre-show. Enjoy the Messiah Complex, and we'll see you again soon. Thank you.